Good morning students, this is A. Manoj Kumar working in Oxford High School, Uppugunduru. Welcome to social class. We have been discussing about climate of India. In the last session, what I explained you, seasons I explained you. Last topic, what I explained you, advancing monsoon system I explained you. You clearly understood regarding the advanced monsoon system. Monsoons are changing enormously, excessively changing the Indian climate. Okay, these monsoon systems divided into Indian Peninsula divides it into two parts. One is Arabian Sea branch, another one is Bay of Bengal branch. At the month of, especially in the month of June, these two branches reaches India. Then finally, all over India rains will fall. Regarding that, I given some information. In this session, I am going to explain about retrieving monsoons, advancing monsoons or else onset of monsoons. Both are same. Starting of monsoon, onset of monsoons, terminology is same only. Then retreating monsoon means then the monsoons coming back from the India, that means they are backing up from the India, returning from the India. Those monsoons are called as retreating monsoons, returning monsoons. Both are same. Okay, in the month of October, November, the entire climate of India changes takes place. In Indian climate, changes takes place. So up to October, we have hot conditions. Okay, na? So we have dry hot conditions. These dry hot conditions then turns as hot winter conditions. Okay, na? Sorry. October, November is a period of transition from a hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. Remember? So I made a mistake, then correct it. October, November is a period of transition from a hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. Hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. Transition means change. Here changes occurring. Up to October, we have one kind of climate. India, especially Indian continent, surrounded by covered with clouds. After that, these clouds are returning. By that time, then we are transmitting. That means climate is transmitting. We are not transmitting. Climate is transmitting. How climate is transmitting? Hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. By that time, sir, how is the climate, sir? By that time, then the sky is very clear. Okay, na? So the retreat of the monsoon is marked by clear skies and rise in temperatures. The land is still moist. By that time, okay, na? So temperatures rises, so sky is very clear, then the land is still moist. Moist means a little bit of vapor content is there, water content is there. Okay, owing to the conditions of high temperatures and humidity, the weather becoming rather oppressive. This is commonly known as October heat. Examination point of view, so October heat definition is very important. Owing to the conditions of high temperatures, and humidity, the weather becomes rather oppressive. Okay, now by that time we are feeling so suffocating. Then sweats covers us. Okay, sweating out from our body. So we will feel uncomfortable by that time. Such a conditions prevailed in the month of October and November. So, owing to the conditions of high temperatures and humidity, the weather becoming rather oppressive. This is commonly known as October heat. Okay, na? October heat. Remember, very, very, very important. Okay, note down and once again read. Owing to the high temperatures, owing to the conditions of high temperatures and humidity, the weather becomes rather oppressive. This is commonly known as October heat. Do you understand this one? Okay. the low pressure conditions which once prevailed over northwestern India up to October, then in northern India, so which conditions prevailed? Low pressure conditions prevailed. Now these low pressure conditions turned to then okay na, southern part of India. See, the low pressure conditions which once prevailed over northwestern India move for south to the center of Bay of Bengal by early November. In the month of November, especially the southern part of the Bay of Bengal, especially in the Coromandel coast, so such a situation prevailed. Which situation? Low pressure situation. By that time, in the month of November, Coromandel coast receives rainfall. Remember that one. Okay. During this period, cyclone depressions are common, which originate over the Andaman area. These cyclone depressions are originating in the Andaman area. Just now I explained you the latitudes between the 20 degrees north and 26 degrees south. Okay na? So which are occurring, these depressions are common. Depressions are forming. Okay na? So Andaman Nicobar area, these depressions are forming. Then these depressions are striking the Bay of Bengal area and Arabian Sea area. Okay na? See, these tropical cyclones are often very destructive. The thickly populated deltas of the Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are their targets. That means due to these depressions, so highly populated areas, that means East Godavari, West Godavari, then Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, these area people are suffering a lot. Whenever depression occurs, then these areas affecting, isn't it or not? That means strong winds and heavy rains, okay, strong winds blowing towards those areas, then heavy rains are falling in that areas, then lot of damage occurs in those areas only. Okay na? Then occasionally these tropical cyclones visit Sundarbans and Bangladesh too. Okay na? These tropical cyclones visit Sundarbans area located in West Bengal, Bangladesh. So sometimes these areas also affecting, destructing due to tropical, okay na? Tropical, so due to the tropical cyclones, bulk of the rainfall Coromandel coast receives from the depressions and cyclones. That also remember. Bulk of the rainfall Coromandel coast which receives from the depressions and cyclones. This is also very important point. Remember, so regarding retrieving monsoons, October, November is the transition period. Okay na, hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. Okay na, then dry winter conditions are prevailed. The retreat of the monsoon is marked by clear skies and rise in temperatures. The land is still moist. What is the October heat? Owing to the conditions of the temperatures and humidity, the weather becoming rather oppressive. So this is commonly known as October heat. Okay now, do you understand? Then open your textbook, page number 52, traditional Indian seasons given. So traditional Indian seasons, page number 52. Actually, this is technical. This is physics related topic. Retrieving monsoons, advancing monsoon system. Okay na? Once again, I am telling you. So in the middle, if I make any mistake, then immediately I corrected it. Okay. Once you go through it. So what he given traditional Indian seasons? Open your textbook and one box given. See, in the Indian tradition, a year is divided into 2 monthly seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay na? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 2 monthly seasons. Remember this one. Here what he written in the Indian tradition, a year is divided into 6. A year is divided into 6 2 monthly seasons. Okay na? And Central India follow is based on their practical experience and age-old precipitation of weather phenomena. There is a slight variation in the timing of the seasons between northern and south India. What he written? So seasons are following in the northern India people and southern India people. So little bit variation is there between them. Here seasons given. First Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, Shishira. First seasons given. Varsha, Grishma, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, Shishira. 6. Then Chaitra Vaishaka. Then Jyeshta Ashada, Shravana Bhadra, Ashvayuja Kartika, Margasira Pushya, Maga Falguna. Months given last: March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Traditional Indian seasons. Once you go through this table, 6 seasons given: Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, Shishira. Then again divided into 2. Then Chaitra Vaishaka, Jyeshta Ashada, Shravana Bhadrapada, then Ashvayuja Kartika, Margashira Pushya, Maga Falguna. Then months given: March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Once you go through your textbook, okay, then you are able to understand. Just now I explained you about retrieving monsoons. Now I am going to explain global warming and climate change. Always I am explaining whether that is a global warming and globalization. So always I am stressing those words, global warming and globalization. Both are different terminologies. Somebody in the examination point of view, they are confusing. Instead of global warming, they are writing globalization. If globalization question they framed, then by that time they are writing global warming. Okay, now don't confuse. Globalization related to interconnection between the countries, that is related to trade. Global warming related to earth. Now our topic is global warming and climate change. So nowadays we have been observing so many changes on the earth. How earth was formed, tell me anybody? Earlier, one piece of object separated from the sun. By that time, it was a fireball. Then, by that time, different gases formed. Okay. Then, afterwards, this fireball, what happened? Cools down. Okay. Due to the gravitation pull, these gases, okay, then don't go outer space. These earth then pulled back these gases. These gases are very, very important for human life. Which gases are? Tell me. Oxygen. We are breathing oxygen. Then, so that oxygen is very important for human beings. Then ultraviolet rays. These especially ozone layer. Ozone layer. These ozone layer protecting the, okay, ultraviolet rays from human beings. That means once again I will tell you, don't confuse. So these ozone layer stops the ultraviolet rays and protecting the human beings. If ultraviolet rays directly then reaches the ground, human beings affects, okay, then so many diseases. Okay, then they will die. So ozone is a layer formed by that time only. When it formed, so when earth was a fireball, later point of time, different gases then formed different layers. One of the layer is ozone layer, which is very important for human survivals. Then nitrogen. So if you see nitrogen, this nitrogen is very important for plants. Plants making nutrients through nitrogen. That plants are very, very important to human beings. Isn't it or not? Okay, na? So such a way, so all those things I mentioned here. See, global warming and climate change. Earth started to take shape from a fireball to a planet. Okay, now first it is a fireball. Then after that it cools down. Then which one made? Planet. So by that time many gases were released. These gases did not escape into outer space because of the Earth's gravitation pull. Due to the Earth's gravitation pull, if you throw any object, then it will reach the ground. Isn't it or not? It still holds them back. The result is a thin layer of gases surrounds Earth and provides us several important benefits. So different layers of gases surrounds us, isn't it or not? That is nothing but a atmosphere. Okay na? So for example, the oxygen that we breathe, the ozone that protect us from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun, the nitrogen that our plants use to make proteins that we need. All these information I given. Okay, next one, keeping us warm is one of the most important things that the atmosphere does for us. How atmosphere benefiting to human beings? So always it is warming the earth. Due to the little bit warming of the earth, human survivalence is possible. If atmosphere then won't warming the earth, then so it will cools down, or else hottest conditions prevail, then human beings life is not possible. Such a way, atmosphere benefiting the human beings. It is like a light but effective one. Which one? Atmosphere. So blanket enveloping earth. So sir, what is atmosphere, sir? How it is like, sir? Such a questions may arise. If you see, so it is covered like a blanket. Okay na? Such a way it covered the earth and protecting the human beings. And at the same time, this blanket, it is especially, so the blanket of gases surrounds us. This blanket of gases allows the heat and at the same time heating the ground. Okay na? Some heat trapped by the ground. Remaining, it is going back to the space. Understood, I think so. Don't confuse. See, the atmosphere traps a lot of solar energy that reaches the earth by preventing it from totally escaping back into space. If atmosphere is not presented, whenever this heat touches the ground, immediately it will go back to space. Okay na? So whenever atmosphere is presented, atmosphere traps the heat. Traps means catches the heat. Okay, then this heat is very important for human life. Then some remaining amount of heat will go back to space. See, the atmosphere traps a lot of the solar energy that reaches the earth by preventing it from totally escaping back into space. This is called greenhouse effect. Examination point of view, this greenhouse effect is very, very important. Okay na? So once again listen, don't confuse. Atmosphere, how benefiting the human beings. It traps the lot of heat. Okay na? Suppose atmosphere is not presented, these heat then go back to space. Then it na? So atmosphere trapping the heat and warming the globe. These warm, that means heat, is very important for human beings. This is important and vital for life to survive on this planet. Which one? Yes, atmosphere and heat. Okay, then if it did not have this atmosphere, earth very cold indeed, isn't it or not? Whenever heat then reaches the ground, it will go back to the space. Then there is no heat presented on the ground. Then land, that means earth became cold. Isn't it or not? By that time, is it possible to live on the earth? No. See, since the 19th century, the planet has been warming up very rapidly. 19th century in the sense 1800 to 1899. That period is called 19th century. Then globe is warming up very rapidly. Why, sir? So later point of time I will explain you, don't worry. Since the 19th century, the planet has been warming up very rapidly. There is an increasing concern. Everybody worrying about this. Why everybody worrying regarding this? Heating and cooling is very important for earth point of view. But proportionately heating and cooling, then proportion is very important. Okay, that means what, sir? Earlier cycles of cooling and warming happened over very long periods of time. Okay na? This allowed much of the life on the earth time to adapt to the changes. So it takes a lot of time for Okay, heating and cooling. By that time, then human beings adapted the environment. Okay, they adapted the changes in the environment. Then the problem now is that the heating is much more rapid. If you see 19th century onwards, then the heating is much rapid due to the industrial revolution. Okay, rapid, and could lead to the catastrophic changes. Catastrophic changes means unexpected changes. Earthquakes will occur, then tsunamis will occur. Such situations occur due to the human activities. Industries established by humans. These industries always releasing the different poisonous gases. These poisonous gases then mixing in the atmosphere, then such kind of catastrophic changes will occur. Then much of this warming occurring since the industrial revolution because of human activities, then we can say this is AGW, anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means human caused global warming. Hence the current global warming trend is called AGW, anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means caused by humans. More recently, scientists discovered the large volumes of methane under the ice. If you go northern hemisphere, especially in Russia and higher latitude area, so these levels are very high. Which levels? Methane levels. Okay, na? So methane under the frozen tundra of the far northern latitude, mainly northern Russia. As global temperature increases, the ice in the tundra melts more. Then which will come out? Methane will come out. If methane then mixes in the atmosphere, then dangerous developments takes place. So when compared to the carbon dioxide, methane is a very dangerous gas. Okay, na? So as global temperature increases, the ice in the tundra melts more. The methane that is trapped under the ice escapes into the atmosphere, increasing the global temperatures. Then global temperatures will increase. Nowadays 40 degrees, 45 degrees temperatures are registering. Then afterwards, due to these causes, then 50, 52 degrees such a temperatures may record. Okay, na? So methane is said to be even more powerful than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. Okay, when compared to the carbon dioxide gas, methane is a powerful and very, very dangerous gas. So heating and cooling is very important for the earth point of view, but proportionately heating and cooling should be done. If rapidly earth is heating up, then dangerous developments will take place. Industrial revolution onwards, then proportionate, then imbalanced, isn't it or not? Then so earth is rapidly heating up due to the industrialization caused by the humans, that is called AGW, anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means human, caused by the humans. Then what happened? Scientists discovered under the ice caps, they discovered methane, which is a very dangerous gas. If ice is melting rapidly due to the higher temperatures, then what happens? These trapped methane gas will come out and mixing with the atmosphere, then dangerous developments will take place. Okay, just now I told you catastrophic changes will occur, isn't it or not? So that we have to take necessary actions to control global temperatures. Do you understand? Then once again, you go through your textbook, read the global warming introduction part. Then in the next session regarding anthropogenic global warming, I will explain you very clearly. Okay, now? Thank you very much.